Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El, and man, do I have a good one for you today. Man, I went to Nintendo World, spoke with my one of my friends for a very, very long time actually. He's one of my major sources who've been accurate a lot at the time, many times. Obviously never once has he been wrong. But I also did some of my own investigations on this thing. Didn't want to release really a video because I don't like rumors, and I know even though people are not calling it rumors because they said it, credible sources said it and whatever, it still feels like kind of a rumor to me right now because nobody really knows the release date on it. Nobody knows really what it entails. But now I'm starting to see on forums a lot of people giving out so much fake information on this thing based on assumptions, and they're saying it's a fact. They're telling you it's sources when in reality the sources never said anything about these things. Especially I'm seeing videos that are quoting it like it's a fact when there's, certain things that are fact when in reality they're not. So let's get right into it. So what I am talking about, it is the new direction Nintendo is going right now with the Nintendo Switch. So if you remember about some videos ago, I was talking about how it is so stupid that Nintendo came out with something like this and expected everyone to own it and jump from a 3DS even to this. I'm not just talking about the Wii U to this. I'm talking about the 3DS to this. First off, if you're looking at the form factor, okay, the thing is, there are some screwed up things in this system. For one, the buttons are too small that it's made for a baby, yet, for little kids, yet the entire screen and the whole form factor of this is designed for adults. So, how would you get a little kid to replace this 3DS? Now, I work in Catholic Charities, and I do, from time to time I did Big Brother, Big Sister. I still do it. And I am an after-school specialist that I do as a volunteer. And a lot of the times when I work with these kids, a lot of these kids have the 3DS. And they're all dreaming about the Nintendo Switch. And they're all saying that they wish, and during the after-school program, I bring out my Nintendo Switch. And some kids who are good or whatever, I let them play on it and all kinds of stuff. But they all said the same thing. They said that the system itself is too big for their hands. And they said maybe when I'm older, and some of them really are trying, they're like 8-year-olds, and they're trying to hold it, and they start to have some fatigue, and they just can't hold it for so long that they just rather just put it on the stand and play with the Joy-Cons, detached from it, and play from there. But this isn't exactly the portable experience that they were looking for. They were looking for something tiny, something smaller. And if you guys remember, about some time ago, I said Nintendo is so stupid that they didn't come out with different variations of the system. Apparently, they learned from it. So, obviously, I don't think they're really listening to this channel, but I bet you many people were vocal about that. Or finally, they came to their freaking senses. So what did they do? First off, let me explain to you a little story from Japan, okay? So I told you guys in the other video what they were doing in Japan. So they basically were, they weren't concentrating on putting a Nintendo Switch in every home. They wanted every hand to have the Nintendo Switch. So what did they do? They marketed it like a portable game. A gaming system. So instead of saying it's just on the dock mode and you could play it as a system and have hence the word Switch, they were marketing it more like for portability. So in places like New York City or the cities in Tokyo and Japan, people like portability because they take the train, they take the buses, they have something to do, it's something good. And other places, other states, they're probably not like that. Other countries, they're not like that. They might like more of a dock. So what they did in Japan, I don't know why they didn't do it here, they released the Nintendo Switch without the frickin' dock. Okay, so you had to cut down on cost, and it was about $250 to $200 to $250, which cut down the cost a lot, and people loved it because everybody started to buy the Nintendo Switch, and up their sales went. But again, they were completely alienating a lot of their customers, which were found in the kid range, anywhere from like 8 years old and up. If you put this in an 8-year-old hands, okay, even though they did it under my supervision, it was fine. But if you're going to put this in the hands of an 8-year-old, odds are this thing was not designed to be ding-proof, okay? So that becomes an issue. So the Nintendo Switch wasn't exactly kid-proof. Now, if you look at this, for example, this is the the 3DS, my 3DS that I had, and I still play it from time to time. But look at this. This is what kid-proof is. This is also proof for adults, right? It has a closing compartment. You put it in your pocket. You don't have to worry about scratches so long as you have this protection. You could really throw this. This thing is a beast. You could throw it all the way around. I have even a game in there. So I'm playing Mario on this sometimes, but it's funny that I have a game in there. I totally forgot about that. And that's the beauty of it. It's kid-proof. Where this thing, it's made out of very thin plastic. In fact, that even heat kind of screws it up and made cracks on it. It's a very, to cut down on costs, they made a very cheap system. This thing would not last a day with a little kid. If he throws it out, if it drops on the floor, which I know somebody that it did and it still worked, but it cracked the screen, it's going to cause issues. And you're out of $300, and that becomes a major issue. So I said this before. I said they needed to make a kid-friendly one, a tinier one, a smaller one, and for the adults, a bigger one. Because to be honest, these little Joy-Cons are killing my freaking fingers. It really is. But when you're playing it like this, even the ergonomics are not good on this. But you kind of get used to it after a while, and you become all right with it. These things are a complete joke. Okay, so there are, like, you could buy modifications where they have the up and down button like a real freaking D-pad. But the thing is, it wasn't really built with real pro gaming in mind. Okay, so the thing is, now they're finally coming out with a mini. Okay, nobody knows anything about it. They just said an announcement on Wall Street Journal, and they made an announcement in Eurogamer, two credible sources. But the only announcement was that it's coming out. Everything else is just freaking rumors. No matter what anyone tells you on video, they're just making a video for the sake of making a video and trying to drive up views by telling you this is the legitimate fact. They're going to come out with these games for it and all of these things and these big super systems, and the tiny system is going to be open and closed. Most likely, I'm going to tell you what I think Nintendo should do. They should make it like this for the little kids and a tiny one. I think they should keep the Joy-Cons for them exactly at the same size, because this was made for a freaking little kid, not for an adult at all. So I think they should leave that, intact, but make a smaller screen and something that it could close and whatever. Or maybe screw even the Joy-Con. I don't think kids will really take out the Joy-Con anyway. So what they could do is they could just put it together all in one as just one system solid, and a tiny system that can open and close like this one. You see? And this is going to be really cool. And I think kids are going to really love that and be ready to toss this out and go into the Nintendo Switch. I mean, I don't think toss. I'm going to, no matter what, I'll always love it and keep it. But I'm saying that's what they could do. And now they're coming out also, they said, with a Pro. Okay, with a Pro version. Again, no announcement of how the heck it's going to be. They just said there's going to be something for more professional gamers, people that are into the hardcore games. Now, if you guys remember, when they came out with the new 3DS, only a few games ran on it. And it was kind of abandoned because a lot of people that bought the, let's say, the Nintendo Switch are going to be like the people who bought the 3DS and say, what the hell, now I got to buy another 3DS to operate this game and that game and that game, which won't run on this at all. So because of that, it kind of got abandoned, and they only came out with a few games for the new 3DS XL, whatever the heck it was called. This is obviously I have the old one, the Mario edition, but I'm saying the new one could play a few games on it that couldn't be played on this. But again, they didn't do it. They didn't go real mainstream with it because everybody would have been pissed off. And the same thing is happening right now. You had a lot of issues, Nintendo, tons of issues with bricking, with cracking and all this kind of crap. And from the original systems, as I did the research for you guys, I showed you guys, it was only those in launch state or close to launch state that suffered from this. But all of these people, finally now you're starting to run. You're coming out with another system. That doesn't make any sense. So what's happening is, what I believe, this is, I'm not even going to say it's a rumor, it's an assumption. They're coming out with a mini. This is what they said. They're coming out with a Pro for professional gamers. I'm guessing a Pro version. I personally don't think in 2019 they're going to release anything new. Okay? Like a lot of people are saying it's going to be a new system. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think from now on every game is only going to run on this like a lot of people are getting pissed off about, because Nintendo's smarter than that, as they learned from the 3DS, whatever it was called, 3DS XL. So I forgot what it was called. So the new one. And I should be ashamed of myself because I own this. It's been so long. I totally forgot about it. But the thing is, they're going to learn from that, from that mistake. They're not going to abandon their customers unless they're truly that stupid. Now, the thing is, they're going to come out with a Pro version. And the Pro, I'm thinking, they would be extremely stupid if they come out with a totally different system, like everybody is claiming the rumors to be, which it's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why, and I'm going to break it down for you why this would be an extremely stupid move. First off, you're going to abandon a bunch of your loyal buyers. But the other thing is, first off, the cost is going to be about $300-something. What I think is going to happen is you're going to probably get a bigger screen, which everybody is begging for, and probably a way better freaking Joy-Con. Okay? I don't think the Joy-Cons are going to have the rumble in there, which, to be honest, I know it sounds kind of shady and gimmicky. I loved it, but some people don't really care for it. So I'm thinking they'll probably do that to cut on costs, but come out with a bigger, beefier system. Maybe a larger battery. I know that also the cost of memory went down. The cost of storage went down. They might have a bigger internal storage, more memory, probably a little bit, like the new 3DS had. If you guys remember, it had a little bit more memory that could run other games much better and fluid. Those are the things that I think they're going to have, but it won't be a significant difference. And I'll tell you also why. Okay, first off, there's the new Tegra processor that's named Xavier, right? It features 8 CPU cores and Volta technology, which almost everybody's freaking waiting for. I think this is going to be more the target of a new Switch. I don't think this is going to be part, obviously, of the Pro version. What I do think is they'll probably put a Tegra 3 chip, a 2 chip in there probably. I think they're going to go with the 2. The 3, though, would give you probably resolution in the 2K range, which would be pretty freaking good for video. For video, that's what the Tegra 3 is known for. But I think they might actually upgrade to a Tegra 2. I really think that in the long run, this is going to be the system, the revision, that nobody can hack, so they think. And this is what they wanted to release, that so-called Revision 2, which is really Revision 3, as I explained in my previous videos, and I told you why. I'm not going to go too much into it. You guys know the whole thing I outlined for you guys. But the thing is, that's what I think is going to be the revision, with focusing mostly on hacking. And I told you guys this in a video. They're going to come out with a different revision, and they're going to entice you to get it and trash this, to sell this and get the newer one, because this is hackable, and the other ones are not going to be hackable for now. So what they're going to do, as I said, they're not going to just have people jumping over to the Revision 3, which they're going to call the Revision 2. I told you guys, they're going to whet your appetite a little bit. So they might put a bump in memory, put a bump in the internal hard drive. They might do what Samsung did. If you guys remember in the Samsung Note phone series, what did they do? They said, very simple, they go, well, you know what? We have the internal memory this much, and everybody was laughing at them and said, well, the Samsung Note has expandable memory storage, so we could just put a 256 in there. But a lot of people in the Note 4 and the Note even 7, before they recalled it, it only took 128 gigs. It didn't take past that. In fact, they put a limiter on it, so you won't be able to get past the 128 gig. You understand? So what they did is they forced you into, well, you want more storage because now pictures are, easier to do. Games are bigger on the phone. So what did they do? They wanted to pressure you to buy their stupid, bigger, more internal memory stuff. And this is exactly what I have a feeling they're going to do here, where they're going to say, well, you need the internal memory to be, the internal storage to be bigger, because your memory chip can only go up to a certain amount of whatever. They're going to try to entice you to jump over. Now, whether or not the Pro will be worth it, I don't know. I mean, nobody knows. And anybody that tells you that is a freaking liar. And I'm seeing these videos and it really ticks me off because people, I want you guys to read into these things and investigate before you trust in these losers who get paid to tell you things, because that's what they are. This is why I opened this channel in the first place, to give you guys honesty and honest reviews. These people are literally getting paid to tell you nonsense, because this is what they do. They come out with content just for the sake of coming out with content, that they need content out there. I remember this guy, he told me on my page, and he said, Leo, I really like your content. Why don't you come every day with videos? A lot of people do that. And I answered him, and I love this brother, and I answered him, and I told him, because I don't want to come out with videos just for the sake of videos. If I don't have information to give you guys, there's no point in making a video. There's absolutely none. I try to make about 3 videos a week, sometimes 4. If there's information, I'll make 7. If there's no information, there's no point in making a video. And that's exactly what they did with their announcement. They took an announcement that was made in the Wall Street Journal. Later on, it was made like a day or two after by Eurogamer, 2 credible sources, and they took it and spun it out of control with rumors and all kinds of crap and lied to you and told you it was a fact when in reality it wasn't. And now they're starting, even people are starting to take down videos, which is so stupid. Like, I'm looking at videos now, I'm going back to it, and I'm not seeing any videos. I'm like, because I wanted to point out who was that. I wasn't going to say names because you saw what happened with the names. They started making fake accounts trying to trash me. But the thing is, what I did, I wanted to actually get the footage of what they're saying and just put it there so you guys can see the footage, and they're taking it down. So if you look it up, you're going to see a lot of people giving you guys false information. So again, I tell you to investigate. Don't even take my word for it. Look out there. Look out there and investigate and see that there's no real information being given. They're all thinking it's going to be that. They're thinking it's going to have the open and shut. It would be smart for Nintendo to do that. Did they say they're doing that? No, they didn't. Did they say they're going to make a mini for $200? No, they didn't, which some idiot said that. No, they didn't. It's not $200. It could be $150. It could be $200. But they didn't say anything about that. There's no official word unless it's coming out from Nintendo. All we could do is just assume. But basically what was the news was that Wall Street Journal said it would come out. Said that there would be a mini and something for professional gamers. I am really, I want to see what it is. And if it comes out, if they do come out with a pro version, I will buy it for you guys. I will save up money, buy that as, I'm self-funded. I will buy it and do a review for you guys and tell you really if this is worth it or not. Okay, that's what, this is what it's all about. It's about making this a community. That's why I opened this channel in the first place. But that's what I want you guys to know. That's what we're going to do. We're going to check it out. We're going to see what it's all about. But if it's going to be a pro version that's not going to have anything that's worth it, there's no point for me to get it. I'd rather get games for me to review for you guys. So anyways, we'll see what it is. I'm saying nobody get pissed off about this, that Nintendo abandoned everybody and everything. These are all just freaking rumors, what they're telling you. Nothing is written in stone. We're going to see how it is. I personally don't think it's going to be a big leap and bound of a system, this pro version. I think it's going to be designed, maybe, if they're smart, they'll design it for hands that are normal for adults, or even high school, junior high school kids, that they can use it instead of 2-year-olds. If they could do that, that would be freaking great. I would love it if they could have a D-pad on it that works. I would love it if they had a rumble, but if they have to cut down on cost, whatever, shut it off, or maybe offer it as a separate Joy-Con for that. That would be cool. As you know, there are already mods of a Joy-Con that has a D-pad. They suck, but it would be good if Nintendo could release one like that. I think that would be really cool on the Joy-Con to have that. Something bigger, perhaps a bigger screen, perhaps a little bump in memory, a little bump in internal storage. That would be pretty cool. I don't think it'd make a difference for games like WWE 2K18, because as you guys know, that game was built ass backwards. It was complete crap, and also Ark Survival, that couldn't even run normal on regular systems, is not going to run all of a sudden on your Nintendo Switch. It might have better performance for games that are going to be catered to it, that are going to have maybe a little bump in speed, so you're going to play it a little bit better. Like when you played, what was it called? That Zelda game I played on the 3DS, which was like Dynasty Warriors, whatever it was called. It was playing better on the new 3DS compared to the old 3DS. A little bit better, you notice, in frame difference. Probably wouldn't make much of a freaking difference. I think it's going to be more of a form factor thing again. Just assume it. Don't take these words in stone. It's not, I don't think it's going to be anything of a big bump. They're having the Tegra freaking, you know, an 8-core processor coming out of 512 GPU CUDA cores with freaking 8 CPU cores Volta-based. Okay, they're coming out with that in about 2019, which is now, later 2019, and it's going to go mainstream probably at about 2020. I mean, even though they technically released it in 2018. But the thing is, it's going to go mainstream in 2020. The smart thing for Nintendo to do is to investigate this, to look at it, to sample it, to see how the heck it turns out. After a year or so of research, release the next Nintendo Switch. And I'm standing firmly by this. I think it's going to be in 2020, 2021. In fact, I even think the Pro one might even come out at 2020. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody could know. But it wouldn't make sense for them to release it in 2019. It just wouldn't. Maybe the smaller one, yeah, the Mini, I agree. If they come out with the Mini before Christmas, their business will be booming. The Pro might do well. You never know. But I just don't think it matters when you got the freaking Tegra processor working on a new Tegra right now that has 8 cores. I think within 2021, they should focus on 2020, 2021 on a new Nintendo Switch. Okay, on a new Nintendo Switch that'll blow things out the door. A real pro, you know, professional version. That's what I think they should do. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below. How do you feel about this? Have you been lied to? I want to know. Did you believe in some of the lies? And did you investigate and see that it was a lie? The only thing that was mentioned is a Mini and a Pro version sort of is going to come out. That's it. Nobody talked about anything else. Everybody could, you know, some guy said, oh, Resident Evil 2, I heard is going to come out for the Pro. We heard that Resident Evil 2, the remake, is going to come out for the Switch. I didn't really hear, you know, we heard rumors. But I didn't really hear that it was just targeted at the Pro, and I don't really think it will just be targeted at the Pro. I think that there's going to be something that the Pro could run probably a little faster than that. If, again, we don't even know if they're going to give a bump in memory. So for now, we know these two are going to be released. When, we don't know when. It would be smart if they come out with the Mini. I don't think the Pro would do that well. I don't think people would toss out their old Nintendo Switch for the Pro, knowing that a new system, you know, a new capable, a new Tegra chip is coming out, which who knows who the heck is going to take advantage of that. Somebody might outdo Nintendo. You never know. Xbox might come out with a, you know, Microsoft was talking before about a portable system and then said they have no, you know, they don't want to do anything. But we all know Microsoft always comes out like sneaky little rats and boom, they come out with something. This might actually be something Microsoft would take advantage of. A 512 GPU CUDA cores, 8 CPU cores, and this beautiful new Tegra. I think somebody, whoever could harness that kind of power, will actually have a console system in their freaking hands. And if Nintendo's smart enough, that's what they would put their chips in. As always, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. As many more videos to come. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye. As always, guys, if you like what you see, self-funded here, be sure to check out all my other stuff, from mini-series to unboxings to technology, you know, and Nintendo reviews and 3D printer reviews and all that good stuff. If you like what you see, the only way you can help the channel is by liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell button. As many more cool videos to come. Definitely want you guys in it, and I want you guys to be vocal. Definitely comment down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.